Well, hello there, Muse. Today we're going to talk about how to command respect from your man, whether you guys are dating, in a long-term relationship, married, engaged, whatever it is, how to command respect and keep his respect because I'm sorry, respect is more valuable to me than love or being liked or admired or adored by someone because all those things are fleeting. He can love you right now, he could be infatuated with you, but if he does not respect you, he won't treat you like the woman that he should be treating you as, right? He won't put you on this pedestal, he won't treat you like a queen. Respect is not fleeting, love, like, admiration, all those things are fleeting, attention's fleeting. And so in today's episode, we're going to talk about 3 things you should never do in order to command respect from your man, and 3 things that you absolutely should do every single day, every single time you have interactions with this man. So let's get into it. All right, Muse, I'm in my living room today. It's going to be a little more casual because I just wanted to make this one short. If you have followed me for a while, listened to my podcast, or you're new to my YouTube channel, this channel is new. So whether you're watching me on YouTube or on my podcast, if I make a short video, it's because I want you to come back to it. I need you to come back to this episode because sometimes we forget these things, right? And these are things I'm constantly reminding myself, and so I knew I needed to make a video for you on this. So let's get started. 3 things you should never do. I'm going to start with the never do's and then we're going to start with the should do's, okay? Never, ever, ever. Well, actually, before I even start, I'm going to tell you why these are big no-nos in a relationship, and that's because men want 2 things from a woman. Want a lot of things from a woman, but the main 2 things men want from a woman is loyalty and respect. They want to know that you have their back and that you respect them. The trick here is, in order to gain respect, you have to give it first. So the first do not do's is do not go looking and seeking for validation or attention elsewhere. Whether he pissed you off, made you mad, has ignored you all day, whatever it is, you should be so much in your power, and if you're not, then come talk to me because we will work on this together, that you do not care if he has not messaged you all day. I mean, you might care, you might be like, oh, I wonder what he's doing, but you're not gonna go post a sexy picture on Instagram because your man hasn't given you attention all day. Or if you're in a fight with him, you're not going to tell all your friends or message this guy friend you have that you know always like gives you the attention you want. You're not gonna do all these little things that might seem very insignificant, not that big of a deal, but if you're not aware of why you're doing these things, if the energy's off, he's gonna pick up on that. And the moment that you start doing this constantly, he won't respect you for it. He might not even know it's happening or why it's happening or how it's happening, but he'll start noticing, wait a minute, every time I don't give her attention, she'll post something, or she'll post a bikini picture, or she'll post a sexier picture on Instagram, or she'll go out with her girlfriends, or she'll do these things. So it makes him not want to step up because he's like, I don't have to like work for anything right now. She's actually just found something else that's in quote unquote better, so why would I work for this? So that's an absolute do not. I've done this plenty of times in past relationships, and it has been a big no for me in this relationship because I noticed that I only did those things because I felt so much void in my life and I needed that validation or attention, whether it was on social media or from other past people that I left lingering. You know, I liked the attention that I was getting even when I was in a relationship, and that is a big no. The next no is manipulating him to get what you want, or giving him ultimatums or making him choose. And what I mean by this, I'll give you a quick example, right? He says he wants to go out with his friends, or he says he has to go, his mom is more important right now, he has to do something for her. Whatever it is that you feel you are coming second to, if you start giving him ultimatums or manipulating him to get him to do what you want, he will lose respect for you because then you're not in your power. And all of these do nots, they're all for the same reason. You're not in your power if you do these things. If you feel like you have to be sneaky and find ways to say little things, throw little like breadcrumbs in order for him to understand what you want, that's all like subtle manipulation. If you start withdrawing attention, affection, sex because he didn't act the way you wanted him to, that's manipulation. If you say something just so that he can start thinking and then you wait to see if he actually does the thing that you want him to do, that's manipulation. If you give him ultimatums that you say, we don't get engaged by X, Y, and Z date, or if you don't get this job that I told you need to get, or if you don't do this, or if you don't do that, that is control. Those are ultimatums. That's manipulation. A man does not want to be manipulated. A man wants to feel like a man. He wants to feel you value him, you respect in whatever part of the journey he's in life, because guess what? And newsflash, you're in some part of your journey too. You're not perfect, right? So many times I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all this stuff together, but when I get real with myself and I start unlayering all the things that I need to work on, there's absolutely no reason for me to find or look for perfection within TJ, my fiance, if I am not perfect. None of us are. And so get that out of your head. I don't care how ambitious, how great you are as a woman. We're all amazing, but he is not perfect and neither are you. So stop putting him to this, stop giving him these expectations he can't live up to and then manipulating your way around to get him to do what you want, or giving him ultimatums, because that doesn't work. A woman in her power doesn't need to give ultimatums, okay? She knows that she deserves respect, she deserves admiration, she deserves a ring, she deserves a great wedding, whatever it is that you want, you deserve it, and you move with that power and with that energy. You don't move with the lack of abundance or the lack mentality of like, well, if I don't give him this ultimatum, he won't see my value. We don't do that around here, okay? Absolute no. The last one, and this is probably the most important one, and we as women do this often. Do not overgive in order to feel loved by him. He will start losing respect for you, because anytime that you say, yes, I will do, or you start doing without him even asking, you start putting your needs second, third, fourth, fifth, constantly, and I'm saying the word constantly with more power for a reason, because there will be times that I have to do stuff and will do stuff and want to do stuff for TJ ahead of my own needs for that day, because he's going through something, he needs me. That's different, right? That's different. Him going through something, him needing me, him being sick, him going through an emotional distressing time, a family member being sick, stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about day-to-day stuff. If you start over giving to him, acting like a damn circus show, like, look at me, look at all the things I can do. Look, I cleaned the house, I washed all the dishes, I put away all the laundry, I went to all the grocery stores, and I did this and I did that. And remember that one thing you told me 3 months ago? Yeah, I bought that for you. Look at the great gift I got you for your birthday. Look at this. They feel that energy. It's not, oh, I had to clean the house. I had to do all these things today, and he gets to notice it when he comes home and he gets to appreciate it. Great. Not, I need to do and overgive to you in order to feel loved and validated by you. That will be one of the quickest ways to lose respect from a man. We do this because we don't feel that we are getting love and attention, and instead of being vulnerable and asking for it, or just voicing what it is that you need, which is going to be one of the to-dos here soon. That's one of my top 3 things that you should do. You're going to start finding ways to overgive in order for him to be like, wow, you're amazing, and actually see you and validate you. And maybe, perhaps, part of you also thinks that if you do that, he'll start to overgive. Wrong. Men are doers, providers, givers. We are receptors, okay? We are receivers. We take what they give. Doesn't mean that we don't give. We give in other ways. But men need to feel like they're providing for us in some way. If we start like, or if he does something nice to you or for you, let's say, and then you say, well, what can I do for you? I need to do something like to match what you did for me. No, you take it, you say, thank you so much. Like, I appreciate that. That made me so happy that you handled that for me. Thank you so much. Will you reciprocate in some way? Of course, right? Relationships should be a give and take, but not 50-50, not because you did this, or let me overgive, or let me just like lose myself in this relationship so that you can see my value and I can feel whole because of it. All right. And now the top 3 things you should be doing in order to gain his respect. Speak your expectations clearly. Let him know what you want in the relationship. There's absolutely nothing wrong with setting expectations, even if they aren't going to be met wholly. Most likely they won't be met wholly, because he's a human and you're human and you're both going to want different needs. But setting your needs and voicing your needs and setting your expectations is going to create this dynamic of, oh, she really knows what she wants, she knows what she needs, and it gives him an opportunity to show up and step into that person, that man that you want him to be, that man that you need and that you want, right? And it could be something as small as, and I'll give you my example with TJ from the very beginning of our relationship, but we've brought this up in every episode that we've done together. I set the expectation that I do not like to throw out the trash. That caused so much resentment and anger for me, because I'm like, I am doing everything, I'm overgiving, I'm doing all these things in past relationships, and you can't even take out the trash. Like, what the heck is wrong with you, right? Like, that's the energy that was coming from. But I told TJ I just also didn't enjoy it. I hated taking out the trash. I always felt like that was a man's job. I don't like it. I don't like doing car things. These were all expectations that I gave him from the beginning. I said, I clearly don't want to do these things. These are my expectations in being in a relationship. Can I do them? Absolutely. I've done them multiple times and I can do them for myself, but I don't want them. I expect you to show up for me in this way. Does that mean that if he doesn't throw out the trash, I'm going to get mad? Or if he can't help me with something, that I'm going to just get upset? No. We'll work through it together and we'll figure it out. But setting those expectations will help him understand, like, man, Maria said that she expected this from me, and now I get to show up and do it, and then you admire them for it. It is like creme de la creme when we're able to do this. And then speaking your wants clearly, right? There's expectations and then there's wants and needs, and not all your wants and needs are going to be met in a relationship, and some of your expectations will and some of your expectations won't. I'll give you the example of getting married. I told TJ very early on, I am a wife. I loved being married. In the past, I didn't love who I was married to for a part of that marriage, but I love being a wife. I love having one relationship where I could feel secure and safe in. And so I told him that was very important for me. I want to get married. Clearly, I am stating this very clearly to you. I want to get married. I'm not dating you to not get married. I'm not dating you to just see what happens. I'm 35. I was 33 when I met him. Maybe a little less than 33, but I was very clear on what I want and what I desired in that relationship. And then he proposed after a year because that was my clear intention of what I wanted for my life. And who wouldn't want to marry me? You know, I went into it with that energy of like, these are my expectations. This is what I want. And we've been able to like kind of just go back and forth with these things and figure out what works for us and what doesn't work. But me stating what I want clearly, like that's just been a game changer because then he gets to show up for me. But I don't do it from an empty cup. I'm not like, hey, I need you to do this and that for me, and I'm not willing to do that for myself. I am always matching that same energy. Actually, he is mirroring the energy that I give to myself. And so that is one of them. All right, next one is kind of a two-part one because I was like, I have 4, but I can't make a 4 and a 3 do's and don'ts. So this one is kind of a little bit of both, 2 different things. But the first one is letting him know how much you respect him and you admire him. Men need to know that they're doing a good job. They need to hear that from you. Not only in the relationship. Like my man, my fiance is a provider. I let him know all the time, like, thank you, honey, so much for working so hard. I see you. And I'm not just saying this because I'm like, I want him to feel special. No, I truly, in my soul, feel like he is an ambitious, marvelous, amazing man. I love his ambition. I love how hard he works. I love how much he works. I love all of that. Like, it matches who I am. And I admire that about him. And I respect him. When he's soft and kind and sits down and listens to Avery's emotions, his daughter, my stepdaughter, I say, wow, I am very proud of you. I don't know how you can toggle just being a killer during the day and killing it in your business and then coming and just sitting down and being so present as a father. I admire that about you. That's amazing. When he shows up for me with my emotions, the week before my period, all the things, when he remembers something I said, when he bought me the other day, he bought me this vagus nerve stimulator because I told him that like my nervous system felt really activated. I thank you so much. I can't believe you remembered that I said that was like something that I'm struggling with right now. Thank you. Thank you. I admire you. I respect you. That goes such a long way. And the second part of this is let him speak to you without you needing to fix his life or his problems. We are intuitive creatures, right? Women, we can sense and smell what's gonna happen before it even happens. But it is not our job to fix our man. And we don't want him to feel like you're his mommy, right? We put ourselves in that role when we start trying to fix. If he's telling you about his coworkers, or in TJ's case, his employees, or something that's happening in his life with somebody that's not that important in his life, or a person he had a conversation with that didn't go well, or whatever it is, listen with grace and attention. Be present yourself in that conversation and let him know you're listening to him without needing to fix it. I am not great at this because I love just like having control over things and I'm like, but I've learned that I let TJ come to me if he wants my opinion on something or my intuition on something. And most of the time when he's really struggling, I would say 98% of the time when he's really struggling through something, he does come and ask me my opinion on things. But I don't give it freely anymore. I don't just like, I think you should do this, or why would you do that, or I think this person is doing this. I can feel and think all those things. Doesn't mean that I have to put myself in the position of being his mother. And that is a very important one because men will not respect you when you do this. You do this enough and he's gonna feel like a little boy. He's gonna show up like a little boy, not like a man, but like a little boy that's gonna need you to fix all his problems. And it's gonna need you to tell him how to act with his mom, or act with his sister, or act with his daughter, or act with whoever. And then you're gonna be like, damn dude, figure it out, right? You're gonna be like, no, I need you to be a man. And he's gonna be like, I am so confused right now. I thought I was supposed to ask you for things so that you could feel good and satisfied. And here you are telling me I need you to handle things. So stop giving him advice unless he asks for it. And when he asks for it, don't make it attackful ever. Make it very logical. Give him logical advice, not emotional advice, not, I've never liked that person. I don't like that person at all. Very logical. Hey, if this person has ill intent, what if X, Y, and Z happens? Such a different vibe, and I can go on and on about this, but we don't have all day because I said I'm gonna make this a very short video. I have notes on my phone, so that's why I'm reading here. All right, last one of the to-dos of how to help make sure that he respects you. All right, last one of the you should do's to help to make sure that he respects you is make him feel wanted and stay open sexually. Listen, ladies, I don't know, and I know social media right now is like so left or right about things. It's like you can only be submissive, or you're like this independent boss girl that doesn't get told what to do. Here are my thoughts on sexuality with your man. If he respects you, which you should only be with somebody that respects you, he will know when to initiate sexual stuff with you, right? He's not going to do it when you're pissed off, when you're mad, when you're angry, when you have cramps, when you're emotional, when you're doing all these things. He's not going to, right? He's going to want to give to you in other ways. But he wants to feel wanted. This is how men connect. This is how men feel appreciated. Same way we feel appreciated when they hear our emotions. They give us a little gift that we said we wanted, and they remember this, or they, say, hey, I bought you that, or they give you flowers for no reason. The same way that we want them to be super emotionally dialed into us, because that makes us feel loved and cared for and respected. They want to feel wanted. They want the admiration, the respect, the loyalty, and to feel wanted, especially sexually. And so I've never said no to TJ, actually. I've never said no to having sex with TJ. And I'm gonna tell you why. He won't come to me and want to have sex if he knows I'm upset about something, or I'm struggling through something, or whatever, right? He knows how to come to me and make me feel good before we even go to any realm of that sort. And the reason I won't say no to him is because I want to always leave that open, that portal of connection open. I don't have to be necessarily, let's say, in the mood for it, right? But I can get myself in the mood with my partner that respects me and that treats me like a queen, because I value him and I know this is a way and a portal for him to connect with me. The same way that maybe he wasn't excited to listen to my emotions for 30 minutes when he got home from work. He wasn't like, oh, I can't wait to hear what Maria's feeling today. And he did it anyways. And so I'm not saying, and this is I know sexual stuff is a very tricky conversation and topic. I'm not saying do have sex when you don't feel like it. Of course not. You have a headache, you don't physically feel like it. You're just like, I don't want to. Of course not. You can communicate that. I have never not done that because TJ's very intuitive with me, and he wouldn't even approach me. I think he knew that it would be a hard no. But I also embrace him that way. I look for it. I tell him, I'm like, I want you. I let him know that he's sexy to me, that he's attractive, and that he's wanted. Men need to and want to feel this, right? He will respect you so much for this. Because if you want the same respect, right, you want to be, at least in my relationship, I want to be his sexual everything. There is no porn. I don't know if I can use sex and porn on YouTube now that I'm saying. Anyways, there's no porn in our relationship. There's no other sexual anything other than me and him, right? Because we want to have a relationship that's close. And so why wouldn't I visually stimulate him, verbally stimulate him, show up for him in ways that I know fuel him and feed him? And so those are my top 3 do's and 3 don'ts in order to command respect from your man. And if you notice, all of these are very much all about being in your own power. And so maybe the next episode I'll do how to stay in your power in your relationship, because I can tell from past experiences and even just being in this relationship, it's so easy to kind of lose your power when things are happening, and you always have to reel it back. And the more you reel it back, then you don't even have to reel anymore, right? You're just like, this is my power. I am who I am. I love who I am. I continuously grow, and he gets to see that. He gets to admire that about you, and he gets to respect you for it. So anyways, let me stop rambling now, and I hope you beauties have a beautiful day. Bye.